I'm just talking about the recently concluded NVIDIA's global conference. This conference saw key stakeholders coming together and collaborating and discussing the future of AI. We are fortunate today at FIA to have Munish Gupta, who was a partner in this very event. Munish, welcome again to the FIA podcast. How have you been doing?
Thanks, Sarita. First of all, thanks for inviting me. Doing great and looking forward to our discussion today.
Tell us all about it, but why don't you begin with telling us what was so historic about this particular summit?
So what was historic about this event is that this is the first time that NVIDIA AI Summit was happening beyond North American boundaries and it was happening in India. So it was the testimony that India is going to be a global AI powerhouse. So that's the reason the summit was here, and it was for everyone to see how in India, academia, industry, and the government is supporting the charter of AI innovation as well as research in India. So from that perspective, it was a watershed moment for India.
What were some of the key agendas that really came up, Munish?
So the key agenda and the discussion points during the summit was the first of all, because we all know that AI is now out from the boardroom discussion and it's actually happening, right? While everyone is going to adopt or harness the power of AI, there has to be ethical use of it. There has to be a governance framework to ensure there is ethical use of AI. That was the first. The second key agenda point during the summit was how India has to, or India is setting up the AI infrastructure, which is going to power the hunger of various startups we have, academia, as well as the corporation, to further facilitate the growth chart of AI incorporation in India. And there was the discussion between Mukesh Ambani and Jensen Huang, where they have agreed on, setting up the global AI infrastructure in India, leveraging Nvidia. And other thing is that the Prime Minister of India is already highly advocating the AI incubation in India. And for that, I think few months back also, the 10,000 crore has already been cleared by the cabinet to deploy GPU in India with the public and private partnerships. So all those things were there to see. And the third key thing, as I mentioned before, academia, industry, and the government. That synergy was there to see, and you can see that there were universities who were showcasing the research they are doing and how they are enabling engineers or the students who will be the workforce for us in coming years. And then industry showcasing the use cases, how they are solving the problems, leveraging generative AI or other AI method, be it drug discovery, content creations, or mining a lot of data.
So I'm hearing you say three things. One is the whole ethics piece in AI, which FIA also stands for. And it sort of warms my heart that we are in the right direction where ethics in AI. Second is the whole boost to infrastructure with India leading the whole pack. And the third is the idea of collaboration across academia, knowledge partners, government, private players. On the second piece, just for our audience who may sometimes not understand, what do you exactly mean by AI infrastructure?
Okay, so AI infrastructure means which is to power or to support the deployment of artificial intelligence applications. So when these applications has to run, so for example, they have to mine a lot of data. So imagine one example, we have a laptop at home, right? The kind of a processing power it has. When we are running some AI applications on some infrastructure in the backend, it requires 100,000 times more the processing power your laptop has. So the GPU that we are talking about, it requires a vast amount of infrastructure in the back end where these applications can be hosted, because it has to do teraflops or number of millions of transactions in fraction of a second. So that's AI infrastructure, which requires GPU, which requires a rack, which requires your dedicated infrastructure, power, cooling, everything what you need.
And how do you see India's advancements in these AI, down the line?
So I think in India we are already there. So as I mentioned, the cabinet has already approved the public-private partnership for the deployment of a GPU. Alliance has already mentioned that they are going ahead with Nvidia to establish the infrastructure over there. Government of India or the various departments, right, the states as well as the central level are already doing a POC to build that infrastructure or to leverage those applications for the citizen feedback, the citizens of India. So it's already happening over there, and I think uh, in next couple of months or years you will see the more technology firms, large corporations are coming into this sphere because they wanted to harness the beauty of AI and the immense benefits it has to offer to ensure better customer experience, efficiency, and as well as the security also.
I think among all the 3 days conversations, what are those couple of takeaways, moments that stay back with you?
Okay, so the first thing, and it still resonates in my mind, is that India is going to be that global AI powerhouse, which has been demonstrated by the commitment of Prime Minister Modi as well, that India is not here to export data and import intelligence, but for AI, we wanted to consume the data we have and to build intelligence and export it to the world. So definitely, it's a watershed moment for India where we are ahead of other countries, which has been resonated by Jensen Huang as well. That India is ahead of all others when it comes to AI adoption, and they are already doing a lot of research and innovation when it comes to AI.
What was a key message that Jensen Huang gave to all of us over there?
So the key message Jensen Huang gave is let's harness this moment and build future powered by AI made in India, which was, I think, a big statement when he mentioned made in India. So world believes that India can drive this AI adoption globally. It has the resources as well as the skill for the same.
I know, and that sort of, makes me also realize we no longer call ourselves a developed nation. We are a developing country. Now we have moved way ahead in a lot of things, including AI, from what I'm understanding from you. Munish, you are an expert in cybersecurity, and I'm sure a lot of it was also spoken at this particular conference. From a cybersecurity perspective, what is NVIDIA going to do to combat cybersecurity and have a partner with players like you? You spoke a lot on collaboration also. So how is that collaboration going to pan out?
So I think when it comes to cybersecurity, right, NVIDIA is already the collaborating with the key cybersecurity players. So for example, Inspira is a cybersecurity player, and we have a collaboration with NVIDIA in India to help clients with the respect of building a governance framework when it comes to AI adoption, how to ensure ethical use of LLMs model that they are going to develop. And third is how to secure the application itself so that it won't be compromised and it can't be used for the biased views, discrimination, surveillance, and rest of the thing. Another thing is that NVIDIA full stack, they are already, you know, building some kind of a security baked in intelligence into the CUDA framework or that the full stack they are developing. So where depending on that industry use cases, the security can be leveraged and it can be integrated with your existing enterprise cybersecurity tools. So there is a lot of work is happening over there.
So
So
the
you
whole
can say that it's a developer's baby, right? So developer, or I would say architect's baby, where you are getting the Lego blocks. It's up to you, how you wanted to use it.
Right. So the enhancement of AI applications was a big thing that got spoken about. Anything else that you wish to share with our audience who have not been there but kept reading about it and couldn't miss this event, at least from, either on the print media or on social media or on YouTube? It was all over. What's that one or two messages that you want to give to the audience who could not attend in person?
The audience who could not attend in person, right? The key message is that the summit was all about demonstrating how academia, when it comes to university, there were various universities showcasing, how they are doing a point of view when it comes to AI. And then there were certain industry segments who are showcasing how the AI applications that they are creating is touching lives, going to save lives, and the kind of impact it is having from a customer experience perspective or drug discovery, rest of the things. And then there was a government initiatives on how to establish that AI landscape in India and how the government is very serious about the governance framework. So considering all these things, my suggestion is to audiences that AI is here to stay. If you are a student, ensure that you are upskilling yourself and understand how you can contribute or to be the part of AI journey. Industry, try to make sure that you understand your client problems and to see, how AI can help solve it. So this is how we have to leverage AI to solve different challenges.
Okay, and my last question before we end is any message for FIA from this conference that comes out?
So I would say the fear was ahead of its time because fear was started talking about ethical AI last year, but now I think industry is resonating to the fact, and everybody acknowledge that while on a rapid, the pace we are trying to adopt AI, but at the same time we have to ensure there is a governance framework and there has to be ethical use when it comes to AI. So kudos to FIA team, right? So you are already setting the tone for the industry and also providing a good point of view to the industry.
Oh, thank you very much also for your support. You have been an inspiration for FIA and lovely to hear from you and get the key messages from this conference. Thank you very much for your time and all the best, Munish.